Walaikum assalam, Abdullah. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Sorry, I'm a little bit late, about 3 minutes. Walaikum assalam, Taina. Thank you so much for joining in. So, let me congratulate all of you for joining this course for this fall semester, and also welcoming you all to the new semester, although not in campus, but virtually. I wish you all the best throughout this semester with regard to gaining knowledge, getting good grades, and getting on to life. I'd like to begin the class with, I can see 12 of you are now present, so whenever the others will come, I think it's a class of 22. So far I know, let me check that. Participants. Yeah, exactly 22, and excluding me, that would be 21. And this time I can see 12 present, including me. So 10 is to go, 10 is to come. But before that, let me start introducing each other. I had another class yesterday, and these two courses are not the same, but a little bit identical. The course that I taught yesterday is Corporate Entrepreneurship, and today is Entrepreneurial Planning. Who can guess a difference between the two in terms of content? Some of you I know who are joining this course are also doing the other course with me. Do you have any thought to share with the class about the difference between corporate entrepreneurship and entrepreneurial planning? Anyone to volunteer? I can see at least 10 or maybe 8 who have joined me yesterday in the corporate entrepreneurship class. You had a sense of what it is. Yeah, Rita, thank you.
Yes, hi, good evening, doctor.
Good evening,
So,
good morning from here.
yeah, good morning. So to answer your question, I think uh, the planning course is more about starting something from scratch, because you are planning for the next step, you are planning ahead, right? The corporate entrepreneurship class is more about innovating or changing an existing corporate structure or a strategy. So it's adding more to it and adjusting it.
Yeah, that's a very good distinction. Thank you very much, Rita.
Thank you.
Thank you. Munair says both are related to business strategy. Quite significant, yeah. Leila,
Hi, doctor.
hello.
Doctor, hi, doctor. Do you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Leila. Thank you. Go
You're
ahead.
most welcome. So the planning is about starting a new venture through the goal setting strategy, the source allocation, while the corporate focuses on fostering the innovation and the new opportunities within an existing organization.
Mm-hmm. Very, very correct. Very, very correct. Both of you, Rita and you. But you said the boundary more clearly. Innovation is an element that is very strongly present in corporate entrepreneurship. Although it is not about telling a story of how you start your business, how you acquire your resources, what's your strategies you're setting up, how you're planning your business, how you're doing your market plan, how you do your business plan, And all of that is entrepreneurial planning. That is the content of our course. On the other hand, corporate entrepreneurship, we deal with a little bit of history, structure, processes, and also its relationship with innovation as a very important tool, because both corporate entrepreneurship and entrepreneurial planning are about telling the story of same institution, is new venture, that Laila correctly pointed out. Thank you very much. I can see the size of the class now goes 14. No, actually 18. Shall I wait for another 2 minutes for everyone to come before we start our introduction? Or we can start now. Abdullah Raisi, as usual. Butena, thank you. Now I have got 2 questions, the same questions I asked the other class yesterday. Some of them are present today. And I need you to tell us and tell the class in just about half a minute, 30 to 40 seconds. Of course, we can see your name, but you can pronounce your name, please. Your undergrad degree, or if you have a master's. I found 2 of my students in the last class, they have masters already in other disciplines. So you can mention about your name, your bachelor's, your university where you did your bachelor's, and your current occupation. Even if you are doing a business or self-employed, you can mention that. I start with alphabetic order. Abdullah Raisi. Abdullah, quickly.
Hello, doctor. Good evening.
Hello,
everyone.
Abdullah. Good evening, good morning.
My name is Abdullah Raisi, and I graduated from Abu Dhabi Polytechnic University with a bachelor degree in aircraft maintenance management. And now I'm studying a master degree in business management and entrepreneurial leadership. And at the moment, I'm working as an air traffic control officer in Abu Dhabi International Airport.
Excellent. We have very highly sophisticated hands here and a very sophisticated mind. Aircraft engineer, not an easy thing. Very close to rocket engineering, Abdullah, should I say?
Yeah, they are more related like to aviation, but the rocket's a bit like they have a lot of things similar, but aircraft is different.
I'm just joking. Yeah, because we'll be telling a lot of stories about SpaceX and Elon Musk. Actually, begin by a video of Elon Musk tomorrow, how he grew up his business. Thank you very much, Abdullah. Abdul Al-Hamadi. Abdul Al-Hamadi, please.
Yes, doctor.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Good, good. Thank you.
Thank you. Go ahead, please.
My name is Abdullah Al-Hamadi. I'm graduated from higher technology and with finance bachelor. And now I'm currently working in anti-money laundering department with the experience with the data analysis specialist.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. Very good. Next coming is Fatima Al-Tenerji. Fatima was in my class, I think, many times before. How are you, Fatima? I recall the name. No, next is actually Butaina and then Fatima. Butaina, Abdullah, sorry for my pronouncement.
Hello, yes,
Butaina?
it's Butaina Abdul Hakim. Yes.
Yes, Butaina.
Can you hear me?
Go ahead. Yes, ma'am. Very clear.
Sorry, doctor. What was the question? I didn't recap.
Oh, the question is, of course, you mentioned your name.
Yeah.
Your undergrad program, the university where you did your undergraduation or your bachelor's, and currently where you work.
Okay. I did my bachelor degree in IT. That was in Zayed University. And I'm working now in IT sector. I'm managing projects. Kind of, you can say I'm a project Kind of, you can say I'm a project manager, but I'm looking on future, inshallah, to be an entrepreneur, not a business lady only.
Alhamdulillah.
Thank
That's an
Thank
excellent
you.
plan. Fatima Al-Teneji, please. Fatima. Okay, Fatima has mentioned it in the chat box. She had an IT degree. Then we have Fatima Al-Bulushi. Fatima
Hi,
Al-Bulushi.
good evening. So, yes,
Good evening.
am I audible? Okay,
Fatima, go
so
ahead.
my name is Fatma. I come from a background in banking. I've been working with corporate clients for the past 10 years. However, I got my bachelor's degree in multimedia sciences from Zayed University, and I'm currently pursuing my master's degree in entrepreneurial leadership, and I'm looking forward to this course.
Excellent. Next we
Thank
have
you.
on the list is Foz Al-Breki.
Hello.
Hello, Foz.
So my name is Foz Al-Breki. I'm a fresh graduate from Zayed University in Environmental Science and Sustainability. Currently, I'm an environmental engineer at Hitachi Railways. I'm pursuing a master's degree in entrepreneurial leadership. And that's it from my side.
Lovely. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Environment and sustainability is very close to my heart, by the way. Not as my discipline, but just a passion.
It's a very interesting major.
It is indeed. It is indeed. Well, we don't have not too much of a scope discussing environment and sustainability in business, but there should be a scope actually.
Definitely, it's the reason I chose this major. I'm
there are
trying
many
to
different.
expand.
Absolutely, there are many different ways, and the class would like to know a lot from you. I'm sorry for the sound coming from outside. It's mowing grass because it's still very summer here in Canada.
Oh, you're good. There's no
Next,
sound.
yeah, they are environmentally doing the right thing, by the way. Hamda Ahli. Hamda was also in my class yesterday, I'm sure. Introduce yourself, Hamda, please. Hamda, dear, can you hear me? MashaAllah. Hamda, can you hear me? Okay, maybe she can come back later. Hasna Mania. Hasna.
Hi, doctor. I was with you in yesterday's class as well.
Yes.
Yeah. So I also have an interest and passion when it comes to sustainability, and I majored my bachelor's. I did my bachelor's in environmental science and economy.
AUS, right? AUS. You did at AUS. American University, Sharjah?
No, I did it in UAEU. In
Al
Ain.
yeah. Al Ain, yeah.
Yeah. So I discovered I also have a passion for entrepreneurship, and that's why I enrolled in this course. And I'm currently working as a sustainability manager for Abu Dhabi National Hotels.
Excellent. That's a very prime role. Thank you so much. Oh, Hamda is back. Hamda, go ahead.
Hi, Doctor.
Hello.
Hi, my name is Hamda Ahli. I graduate from Zayed University in finance, and I'm currently working in a bank.
MashaAllah. Emirates NBD, right?
Actually, no.
Oh, I think there was one was mentioning about Emirates NBD yesterday, so that's not you. My memory is failing me. Oh, no, just a guess. Anyway, thank you very much. So far, Hasna has done it, and now we have Haya. Haya is, I think, our guest from Saudi Arabia. Am I right, Haya?
Assalamu alaikum. Yes, doctor, I take the corporate last semester with you.
Exactly, she did.
Yes, Assalamu alaikum, everyone. My name is Haya Salatin. I studied at King Saud University. My major was Management Information System, MIS. I'm working as a project planner at Ericsson Company. That's it from my side.
Thank you very much, Haya.
You're welcome.
Laila Najjar, sorry.
Hi, Doctor.
Hello, Laila.
Hi, Doctor. Once again from yesterday's class. I'm Leila Najjar. I hold a bachelor's degree in pharmacy, and I'm currently pursuing a master's degree in management of entrepreneurial leadership. Alongside my studies, I work in the Ministry of Health and Prevention, and mainly in the licensing and accreditation department.
Excellent. I wrote a paper with one of my students from Mohammed bin Rashid School of Government, Laila, and that is on how Dubai Hospital has excelled and increased its quality by aligning with an international accreditation body. I think it's a Britain-based or US-based, I forgot. And that helped Dubai Hospital to get rid of all kind of infectious diseases that can spread from hospital. So you are actually managing something like that, as I understand it, the MOH and prevention.
Yes, Doctor. I actually also worked in Dubai Hospital for a couple of months, and then I get the job offer of Mohab and transferred to the Ministry of Health. So yes.
And in many countries they call it just MOH, Minister of Health, but the adding of prevention itself is an innovation. So prevention in many ways, how can you prevent obesity? How can you prevent cancer? How can you prevent all kind of tropical diseases, infectious diseases is a very important thing. Thank you very much for introducing that, Laila. Mira Al-Hamoudi. Mira has put it a long story here on the chat box. Let me go there. Manager office and government entity, got a bachelor's from UAE University. It's my third semester and master's, second semester with you. Thank you very much, Mira. It looks that I'm quite familiar with many of you, mashallah, over the years. Raja Al-Bulushi. Raja. Can you hear me there? Rashid Al-Zaudi.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam, Rashid.
My name is Rashid Ahmed Zaudi. I have graduated from Higher College of Technology, have been mechanical engineering. At the moment, I'm working at NUC as a supervisor.
MashaAllah. Rashid, did you join a course with me last semester or the semester before? The name is very familiar.
Yes, doctor.
Okay. Rita Farhat, please.
Hello, doctor.
Hello.
I was with you in class yesterday as well. Yeah, my name is Rita Farhat. I have a bachelor in design, and I work in marketing. I'm the lead on social media for a private company in Dubai, and I'm excited to take this class with you. Thank you.
Good. Thank you. Next comes Salem Al-Shamsi. Salem put it already, Bachelor's in Management Information System, and this is first semester. Thank you. I welcome you all, those who are actually attending my course as part of your first semester at HBMSU. May Allah bless you, and I wish you all the best in your long journey here. And Shahad Al-Nuaimi, I think Shahad was also present yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. Shahad. Okay, introduce yourself quickly, Shahad.
Hi all, my name is Shahad. Hi all, my name is Shahad Naimi. I graduated from Higher College of Technology in Abu Dhabi. Got my bachelor degree in business, logistics, and supply chain management. Currently, I'm working in Kent International Arabia as a position of procurement coordinator. I am taking my master degree in entrepreneurship and leadership. And yes, this is my second semester with you.
MashaAllah, thank you very much. That wraps up our session. Unless we have missed anyone, who can of course come back. Many of you have spoken and some of you have written. I wish you all the best. This class, as I can see, 18. The whole class size is 22. Okay. Those of you I missed, please come back. Munair and Muhammad. Muhammad, yeah. I can see now the two names, Munair and Muhammad, next to each other. Munair, can you mention yourself, please?
Assalamu alaikum, Doctor. How are you?
Walaikum salam. I'm good, alhamdulillah.
My name is Munir Al Yamahi. I have graduated from the Petroleum Institute in Abu Dhabi, ADNOC, and currently working with ADNOC Group and completing 15 years. I have worked in several roles as a mechanical engineer and rotating equipment engineer, and currently working as a section leader and maintenance team.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah.
Yeah.
A very, very critically important job. May Allah bless you there.
Thank you.
And may Allah bless you in finishing your masters as well successfully.
Inshallah, inshallah. Thank you.
Muhammad Al-Makhraji.
Yes, doctor. You can hear me or?
Yes, sir. We can hear you. Perfectly.
Yeah, this is Muhammad Al-Makhraji. I studied in Petroleum Institute as a mechanical engineering. I graduated from there, and I work in ADNOC as a vice president.
MashaAllah. Muhammad is a very senior man, presumably. So we have a very good group, just like yesterday, ready to go with the semester with me for 3.5 months. First of all, may Allah bless you all. Those of you who didn't get my blessings and salam, may Allah bless you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. My name is Muhammad Habibur Rahman. I did my master's and PhD from England many years ago, and I have been teaching business studies and public policy, governance, environmental policy, etc. over a long period of time. Many of you were not born when I started my teaching career as a lecturer in 1987. I finished my master's in 89 and finished my PhD in 94. I have 3 wonderful daughters and 2, mashallah, very nice looking young princes, my 2 grandchildren. One is Zakaria. Their parents named them after the name of the prophets, mashallah. One is Zakaria, the second one is Ibrahim. Ibrahim just about 2 months old. I am flexible. That's why I prefer to teach at HBMSU, that I can travel and talk. I can connect with yourselves. I'm now in Toronto, one of the largest cities in Canada, staying with my daughter's place. And my wife is also here supporting my daughter with the little baby. But we'll go back to Ottawa very soon, tomorrow actually. And then I resume my teaching from there. So Canada is a great place, particularly in summer and fall. And spring is also beautiful when you see the blossoms and the trees get their green leaves overnight. Mashallah, the rain comes and it's gorgeous. The winter is really harsh, and that is when I get sick. I mean, mentally sick. I get like one. If you have any interest in literature, William Wordsworth, the famous British poet, says pensive mood, vacant mood. So you don't feel like doing anything. That's winter. I used to work at Mohammed bin Rashid School of Government as a full professor. So I joined there as associate professor. Mashallah, I became full professor. My big contribution, if I remember, at Mohammed bin Rashid School of Government was I trained about 10 of my students, they're all like you, all master students. I train them how to become writers. Because I think one thing is absent amongst the intellectuals or the university students of Emiratis is that they are not telling the stories of their development outside their country. Many people outside UAE only know about Dubai and the fancy life there, a very cosmopolitan Dubai, the tallest tower and all that, Burj Al Khalifa, Burj Dubai, etc., etc. But they don't know the development that's taking place, both at the intellectual circle, at the professional circle, at the innovation circle, at the public sector circle, at the private sector circle, and so on and so forth. When I started teaching there back in 2013, I also started doing my research. Alhamdulillah, I think I published more than 14 papers in international journals during that 8-year time from 2013 to 2021. One of the very important things I observed during doing research is challenging there. People don't want to give data. People don't want to share their thoughts, although there is a hidden treasure there in the UAE. But I didn't stop. I sat with the president, Dr. Ali Seba. He's a wonderful man. His brother is in Dubai Police, also as a very top level. Doctor, I think his name is also, he's a doctor. He's Dr. Ibrahim. My grandson's name is the same. So let me tell you a little bit about Mohammed bin Rashid School of Government. Mohammed bin Rashid School of Government and Hamdan bin Mohammed Smart University, both are sponsored by Dubai government. These are, if you like, Dubai's own universities. They're sponsored by DOF, Department of Finance. One is named after the Sheikh Mohammed Rashid Al Maktoum, and the other one is named after his son, Hamdan bin Mohammed. Both universities are fairly new, but they are championing a lot of interesting things. Mohammed bin Rashid School of Government, where I taught for 8 years, is more driving the government development. So they have 3 things: teaching, consultancies, and training. Teaching, consultancies, and research. Very important wing. If you know or not, let me tell you, Mohammed bin Rashid School of Government started getting the mentorship from Harvard University back in 2005. In Harvard University, there's a famous school called Kennedy School of Government. You should know, actually, because that's one of the very famous schools in the public sector, public policy school. So they started developing our curriculum, training our faculties, introducing the research agendas and all that in 2005, and they continued supporting us until 2006. When I joined at just after the crisis years. There was a financial crisis all over the world, as you remember, 2008, that continued until 2012. But then the Dubai government did not stop supporting the intellectual development. Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum himself is very interested. He used to come to our school and even teach students. So I remember when I joined, there were 300 government officials coming from Libya, one by one. So 50, 50, 50 like that. So every batch comes in, they stay in Dubai and they come to our college. They're doing some training. And Sheikh Mohammed himself came and taught them. So he is not only a leader, he's also a teacher. You have to understand. Many of you don't know about that characterization of Sheikh Mohammed. He has got a learning mind, listening ears, and a very responsive heart. What you can talk about him, he's a combination of affective qualities and emotional qualities and cognitive power. Very serious, mashallah. You are blessed with leaders like Sheikh Mohammed. I observed him very closely. We met him many times, mashallah. And there are few books that you should read about him, some written by him himself, and others are written by others. Let me mention this here, and you can write it down. These are all in English, but there are some books are in also translated in Arabic. Actually, they're written in Arabic, but then translated in English. This is Flashes of Thought by himself. Read it, please read it. Whether you are working in ADNOC or in health sector or in environment sector or in finance and IT, you should know him. You should know the characters of your leaders. Flashes of Thought is one. The second one is 50 stories, I think, the kisses. What do you call it? I mean, stories. But in Arabic, I think that's, is it kisses or kisas? 50, there are 50 essays, short essays. And the other one is written by someone who was our dean for some time, and then he joined Sheikh Mohammed's cabinet as his advisor. I'm forgetting his name, but the book of the title of the book is the Sheikh CEO. Very famous book. It has received an acclaimed reading level at Amazon. What's his name? My goodness, he was our dean previously, before I joined. Let me find it. Hold on. Give me, because I can give you the first two books are written by Sheikh himself. The Sheikh CEO. Dr. Yasser Zarar. Dr. Yasser Zarar. Jarrar, actually. The Jordanian guy. So he wrote this book, The Sheikh CEO, very famous book. And you should also read Flashes of Thought and Kisses, the stories. The stories is particularly significant because he's telling stories after stories about how he learned leadership from his father. And many stories he reflects why business is important for a leader to promote, not only just politics. Very interesting stories, something very funny. You should read them really to learn a lot. I'm not your permanent professor. If I were your permanent professor, I would train some of you to be writers, believe me. And sitting in Canada, I cannot also supervise your research work. And I asked the university, many students in the past at Hamdan requested me if I could be their supervisor for the research part, the last work for their masters. Unfortunately, they don't allow associate faculties, but they allow some of their permanent staff who are working there, sitting in Hamdan campus. So that's about me. My other passion is traveling. Alhamdulillah, I traveled a lot with my family. My kids grew up traveling with me. I taught in Bangladesh, my home country, for 15 years. And then I taught in Canada, in Fiji Islands, wonderful country. Then I taught in Brunei Darussalam, a sultan like Oman style, Sultan of Oman, and here's a Sultan of Brunei Darussalam, close to Malaysia, very oil-rich country. And then finally, I spent 8 years in Dubai. So about 6 universities in my life. But frankly speaking, Mohammed bin Rashid School of Government and Hamdan bin Mohammed Smart University marked in my heart. Not because these are the two recent universities, but also because I tried to do something from my heart. And I succeeded in doing so. Some of my universities from Mohammed bin Rashid are now doing PhDs. Many of them are in very important positions, including Prime Minister's Office, Executive Council in Dubai, and come across different places, including Abu Dhabi, Sharjah, Ras Al Khaimah, Fujairah, and so on. So that's about me. I would like to just open the content for today's presentation, unless some of you have anything to mention. So for those students, particularly those 4 learners, few of them who are here, who also attended my class yesterday, you might find a little bit of overlap between entrepreneurial planning and corporate entrepreneurship. But at the beginning of the class today, we made the distinction clear, and that were really, really very good distinction that Laila and Rita has made, particularly in terms of their boundaries. Thank you very much for that kind word. I hope to just live up to your expectations, and I also hope that you will live up to my expectations throughout the semester. I like one thing: presence, class attendance, and listening hard. Don't listen with your ears, but listen with your heart. So welcome you all. This is fall time coming in Canada, so I love to put some Canadian flags, logos, they call it. Anybody can tell me what are the leaves look like? Quick research. What is in Canada's maple? Exactly. These are maple leaves. Maple, just like date trees, tamar is a very sweet. They produce very sweet drink, if you like. So maple is there. No, Butena, Entrepreneurial Fundamental is different. They offered me the course, but then somehow they changed the decision and gave me corporate entrepreneurship again. Now, welcome you all to this course and throughout this semester. So our journey starts today, a very short journey, but I want to make it memorable for me and for you. Every journey is an important one. Our Prophet ﷺ says, seek knowledge from the cradle to the grave. It's a very famous hadith, if you know. Our journey of knowledge starts right from the lap of my mother until I die and go into the grave. But one thing is important, that life itself is long, and it's a colorful, meaningful, diverse stories we can tell. And this master's program, this graduate program, is also a part of that journey. You can just think of it as a chapter in that journey. Just one chapter of many, many chapters. So just as in life, this short 3.5 month academic journey will bring sometimes good times, bad times, romantic times, emotional times, challenges, with new knowledge, discoveries. I want you all to be a part of that journey with me. I'm not telling the stories here. I have all the intentions to listen to you. Like today, there are some discussions from you. I love all of you to discuss. Please do so. Learning by listening and learning by doing and learning by working and learning by saying is very important. Open up your hearts. Get emotional with any study, not only with my course, with any studies, even if when you're doing your research. When I started my PhD back in England, it was starting September, and the British weather, as you know, very dull weather. They have very gorgeous summer, but a very dull September, the fall. So very soon, the branches of the trees became naked, no leaves there, all fell. That's why they call it fall semester. And then my professor met me at the beginning of September, and I started my journey of PhD for 4 years. Let me tell you that very quickly. He had a very long meeting with me on the very first day, more than 2 hours. I had all my questions, and he had all the answers. At the end, he said, my middle name is Habib, by the way, so I'm very much love to be called by that name. Although my first name is Muhammad, my mother still is alive and she calls me Habib. She's 90 years old, mashallah. I lost my dad many years ago. He was my best friend, still very close to my heart. So he said, my professor, in the first meeting at the end of 2 hours, he said, now you are on your own for the next 6 months. I won't see you. I will not see you unless you have a very strong challenge that you need to see me. Send me an email and I'll of course see you. So the next 6 months I was in library, and it was a beautiful city called Swansea in UK, in South Wales, surrounded by sea on the one side and mountains on the other. So I used to take my bus in the morning with my breakfast. I was single. I didn't get married at that time. I was 28 years old. I went to the university every morning, straight into the library. Mashallah, they give PhD students a wonderful single rooms facing the sea, so you can see the sea, you can get emotional, you can get nostalgic, but you can also get intellectual. This is how the British system works, actually. I love the British system still today because I learned a lot from there, I must acknowledge, including my English. So overseeing the sea, I started working day in, day out, just take a little lunch break at the canteen, sometimes with my own food, sometimes the canteen food, signifying what is halal and what is not forbidden to eat and all that, halal food, etc. Back in the 1988, you can imagine many things are not known to the Western people about Muslims. Mashallah, 6 months gone. What did I do after 6 months? I read about 300 books, journal articles, and sometimes periodicals, weeklies. The British has one thing. They have the knowledge of the whole world in their libraries. They love libraries. The only library I loved in the UAE is the Knowledge House in Sharjah University. If you go to Sharjah University, please pay a visit there. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It's a recent building, but fantastic. So after 6 months, I met him and he gave me an outline and he said, half of your job is done, Habib. Half of your job is done. Now the rest half is just, your data collection and your writing of the report. In Britain, at that time, the PhDs didn't require any coursework. The entire work I did with research. And that gave me the founding of research. I wish many of you, if not all of you, do PhD in your life, inshallah. No matter what you are doing, engineering, mechanical engineering, aircraft engineering, to IT, banking, environment, finance, etc., health, whatever you are studying. Why? Because it will give you a different sense of life. I will tell that in a minute, why I need to say that. So learning journey, there are some expectations to be exchanged. That's okay, Butaina, but a PhD is a different ball game. I'll explain that in a minute. So to mention your expectations from me, guidance is very important. Please expect guidance from me. Academic support, any advice on academic issues, particularly on my course, or even if you want to do other courses. I know a lot about courses. I've been teaching last 37 years. Alhamdulillah, I'm 65 years old now. I'll be reaching 66 very soon. May Allah bless us. And then you can also get academic advice and facilitation. Now, guidance and facilitations are something identical, close, and advice and academic support are also close. But I made them distinction some distinction because of their nature of support that you can expect from me. Facilitation is, for example, someone needs continuous improvement. Didn't do very satisfactory result in assessment 1. You can definitely discuss with me how to do better in the next assignment, assignment 2, and so on until the last assignment. I don't like one thing at Hamdan, and I mentioned that many times with my colleagues, if they have too many assignments in a master's course. I don't like it. So at the end of the semester, when you're writing your evaluation, please don't blame me for too many assignments. Blame the university. I did not design this the syllabus. The syllabus in UAE are centrally, most universities are centrally designed by a team of academics. In contrast, in UK and in Canada and US, all these 3 countries I have taught, and I was involved seriously with academic jobs. The syllabus is written by the academic himself. So every year when they get new academics, if there is a part-time teaching like academic system in Hamdan, the teachers will write the syllabus in his own way. The teacher will decide how many assessments he will put in his own style. If I were in charge of writing your syllabus, I would have given you just 3 or maybe 2 assignments. In UK, what I learned is there is no exam. There is a group work, serious group work, about 40% mark, writing a report and presenting it, and final research plus final research at the end of the semester. But you start working on the research for the day you start the class of a semester. When I did my master's, this is how I learned. 40 plus 60, that's it, khalas. Sometimes this 40 is an essay, and this 60 is a final paper. All research based. Of course, there was no ChatGPT, there was no AI, there was no plagiarism. We all have to learn. That's why I learned something, alhamdulillah. I learned something, at least whatever I could learn, I learned in England. You can also ask me for, I'm also expecting you to improve your analytical strength, your engagement in class, and your teamwork from time to time. Although there is no group project in this, unfortunately, again, if I were you, I would give you a group project because entrepreneurial planning need a group work, at least for one. The other course, they have 2 group works. Here, there is none. So this is another deficiency in the syllabus. But please don't blame me. I have to just follow the syllabus. So I want all of you to please give me engagement plus analytical strength plus good teamwork plus continuous improvement. Inshallah. Is there any question on the expectations from both sides? Okay. Now to answer Buthena's question, why I'm encouraging you for a PhD? I'm encouraging a PhD for that level. You create new knowledge in a PhD. In a master's, you go into these 2 boxes. You can increase your evaluative skill and analytical skill. So this is how our intellectual or knowledge journey begins. From remembering in a very early elementary school, like grade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then we gradually get into the higher schools, our international exams and all that, understand knowledge and sometimes applying knowledge. Sometimes in technical schools, vocational schools, we also do that. But when it comes to masters, these 2 arrows are very important. And this is what you need to achieve, really. Why you need to do a PhD? You can create knowledge and you can contribute and add values to your country. UAE. UAE definitely needs lots of PhDs. UAE definitely needs in own local resources at that level. No, don't be anxious. It's a very romantic journey. As I'm saying, my romantic journey started back in 1988. Because UAE really need intellectuals of its own. I mean, it cannot be dependent on foreign intellectuals and foreign experts and foreign consultants and foreign everything for years to come. UAE was already born in 1971. Okay, it's almost 60 years. So it's time that you should have your own resources. That's a very important link. So after this class, we'll join for a very short self-paced class every Wednesday. The main class is mandatory from 7 to 8:30. The self-paced is not mandatory. I cannot say mandatory, but we can discuss a little bit of things. I will assign you small things. You can come or you cannot come, up to you. But we'll spend something about 20-25 minutes there, inshallah. Not more than that. That's my phone number. And I think who is doing a voluntary work today in terms of, was it Abdullah, WhatsApp group? Abdullah, can you kindly include this number? Abdullah, can you include my number into it? Thank you very much and welcome all of you. Thank you so much. You are creating the group or Abdullah has already created the group? Because I see the first message that came today was Abdullah's WhatsApp group. Did you see this one? I don't know. Abdullah, can you mention something? Have you already set it up? Yes, Laila? What was the last one? No, not okay. So this is what Abdullah has set up, not me. But then, Abdullah, can you include me or someone please include me in this group? I'm again typing my Canadian number 61325278842. That's my number. Okay, let me go quickly. So these are the course learning outcomes. There are 8 of them. Please take a look. Sorry, 7 of them. There are some knowledge-based, some skill-based, and some action-based. So the reason why I mentioned about analytical skill, evaluative skill, you can see some of these things here. Critically evaluate, critically analyze, critically assess, okay, analyze, discuss, develop. At the end of the day, when you learned all these course learning outcomes, when you have achieved all these course learning outcomes, you are done, alhamdulillah. This is the textbook. Someone can please confirm that you are looking at this textbook in the VLE. Someone need to confirm it because I didn't get access as yet. Can someone quickly see that the book is the same as I am showing it on display here? It's called Entrepreneurship, written by 3 people, 12th edition.
Yes, Professor, it's the same.
It's the same book, right?
Yeah, as you are talking, yeah.
Okay, lovely. And this is the course content, the syllabus. I don't want to go into it. You can look at it in your own time. This is very important. There are 5. Number 1, number 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm sorry, I should have written here 4. Forgive my mistake. And it should be 5. What are they? Let's look at it one by one. One is an individual assignment, synopsis. And I have already given it to you. So I'd like to request all of you to move to the self-paced session for at least 10 minutes because I cannot finish mentioning about the first assignment. I have already given you the first assignment. The second assignment is also an individual assignment about a reflective exercise. Both are actually reading and writing. The first one is based on a little bit of written stuff. You read it and then you give your thoughts. The second one is also another case study and you read about it and then share your thoughts. The third one and fourth one actually are the same thing. It's an individual project but in 2 phases. Phase 1 is a work in progress, this one, and phase 2 is the completion. So basically in phase 1, you'll just show me an outline of your individual project, and in phase 2, which is individual project 2, you'll submit a complete report to me. And then there is a final exam. Believe me, if I were you, I would just cut down all of this into 3. But unfortunately, I'm not the designer of the syllabus. Now, the first one is due on 10th of September, about 2 weeks from today. And this is something that I would like to explain to you in my self-paced class today. So please, all of you need to join there and stay with me for at least 10 minutes. And this virtual lab 2, an individual project, I will design and share with you in due time, not to worry today. This is the grading scale, as you know, and review of key concepts. This is something that we need to know. It's a very introductory discussion about entrepreneurial planning. So it is related to textbook chapter 1. And I'd like to start talking about entrepreneurial planning with a video spoken about himself and his brother by Elon Musk. Just a
I think the first is, depending on how well you want to do, and particularly if you're starting a company, you need to work super hard. So what does super hard mean? Well, when my brother and I were starting our first company, instead of getting an apartment, we just rented a small office and we slept on the couch. And we showered at the YMCA, and we had just one computer. So the website was up during the day, and I was coding at night. 7 days a week, all the time. Work hard like every waking hour. That's the thing I would say particularly if you're starting a company. And I mean, if you do simple math, say like, okay, if somebody else is working 50 hours and you're working 100, you'll get twice as much done in the course of a year as the other company.
I think too is you got to make sure that whatever you're doing is a great product or service. It has to be really great. And I go back to what I was saying earlier, where if you're a new company, I mean, unless it's like some new industry or new market that, if it's an untapped market, then you have more ability to, the standard is lower for your product or service. But if you're entering anything where there's an existing marketplace against large entrenched competitors, then your product or service needs to be much better than theirs. It can't be a little bit better, because then you put yourself in the shoes of the consumer and they say, why would you buy it as a consumer? You're always going to buy the trusted brand unless there's a big difference. So a lot of times entrepreneur will come up with something which is only slightly better. And it can't just be slightly better. It's got to be a lot better.
The other thing I'd say is that if you're creating a company or if you're joining a company, the most important thing is to attract great people. So either join a group that's amazing that you really respect, or if you're building a company, you've got to gather great people. I mean, all a company is a group of people that have gathered together to create a product or service. And so depending upon how talented and hardworking that group is, and the degree to which they're focused cohesively in a good direction, that will determine the success of the company. So do everything you can to gather great people if you're creating a company. then I'd say focus on signal over noise. A lot of companies get confused. They spend money on things that don't actually make the product better. So, for example, at Tesla, we've never spent any money on advertising. We've put all of the money into R&D and manufacturing and design to try to make the car as good as possible. And I think that's the way to go. So for any given company, just keep thinking about, are these efforts that people are expending, are they resulting in a better product or service? And if they're not, stop those efforts. And then I think that the final thing I would encourage you to do is, now is the time to take risk. You don't have, you don't have kids, but as you get older, your obligations increase. And once you have a family, you start taking risks not just for yourself, but for your family as well. It gets much harder to do things that might not work out. So now is the time to do that before you have those obligations. So I would encourage you to take risks now. Do something bold. You won't regret it.
Beautiful story about Elon Musk. Let me go back to the slides. In the meantime, think about something that I need to ask you now, particularly what is the key takeaway from this video spoken by Elon Musk about his own story? Anyone? What did you learn from this story about Elon Musk's own growth? He mentioned about 5 points, isn't it? Hasna, take risk in life is one of the 5, yes. Take risk in life. When do you take risk in life? When you are old, with grandchildren, or when you were young with no family obligations? What did he say? When you were young, exactly. What are the other things he mentioned? What are the other things he mentioned? He mentioned 4 things other than this taking risk. Exactly. Something he mentioned very important that not other entrepreneurs say is don't spend money unnecessarily. Don't signal over noise. Don't signal over noise. Toyota is 150 years old. GM, all other companies are more than 150 years old. Toyota is, I think, 70, 80 years old, not 150. I'm talking about GM. They spend a lot of money on marketing. Do you know Elon Musk doesn't spend a single dollar on marketing on Tesla or marketing on SpaceX? Not single dollar. I will show you a video at an appropriate level. Then he also mentioned work hard, number 1, and then think about a great product, an unique product. Even if you start a cafe, think about it in a different way, so not others are doing. Even if you think about a hairdressing salon, think about it in a different way, designing it, product design, service delivery, etc., etc., so that it attracts people. And he thinks attracting great people is important, so that you get automatic advertisement. And finally, he mentioned about taking risk at youth when you are young. The reason why I showed this video is our entrepreneurial planning, although he did not spell out a lot of planning things that we mentioned, we'll be discussing in this syllabus, in this course, but the basics were there. So nature of entrepreneurship, it begins at the nexus of potential opportunity and enterprising individual. You have to have opportunity and you have to be an enterprising. Elon Musk is clearly both. He's enterprising. Mention how he said he started a small business with his brother when they're very young. They even didn't have a proper room, proper bathroom to take a shower. They used to go to IWMC which is a Christian's voluntary organization, for a shower. Steve Jobs did the same. Steve Jobs didn't have any parents to live with. He was fostered by foster parents. At times, he didn't have any lunch. On Sunday, he used to go to Hare Ram, Hare Krishna in California for a free lunch. So you really have to work hard and enterprising, really enterprising. That's very important. But then you also look for opportunity, potential. Alibaba, the same. All of the current enterprises that have shined with good examples and now at a very top of the business rank, like Airbnb, like Uber, and everything that you see are doing exactly that. What are these opportunities you need to look at? You need to look at a new market, a new product, and a new product for a new market. So you have to have two goals: a new market for the existing market, a new product for the existing market, and a new product for a new market. Who can give me the difference between the two? What is an example of a new product for a new market and a new product for existing market? Electric cars, exactly. Electric cars is a new product for a new market. What is a new product for existing market? What is a new product for an existing market? We had discussion about it yesterday, if you remember, those who were present yesterday. The example was in a different one. Yeah, that's a very good example. Thank you very much, Rita. But also, for example, Toyota, he has an existing market. People who love Toyota, they love this brand. But they can make more, gain by using the so-called blended models. Generative AI is also a new product for the existing market. Swiss phones, for example, Coca-Cola introducing a call exactly. So you're coming up. In Switzerland, the Rolex and all other companies, Tissot, when they produce, they have been producing for the last 200 years. Their market is the same market, but they're producing different models of watches from time to time. So there you go. We are basically dealing with the basic concepts today about entrepreneurial planning. So what is an entrepreneurial action? The Macmullen-Shepard model explains how knowledge and motivation influence two stages of entrepreneurial action. So this part is the knowledge part. We see knowledge, prior knowledge, motivation, personal strategy. Third person opportunity. So my knowledge of something and my motivation that leads to my personal strategy. And again, many of these good examples of in business today are the combination of both. Elon Musk is a wonderful learner of technology. So when you know about the technologies, you can invent new ideas. So Tesla is a product of that knowledge. And his motivation was, as he said, he wanted to attract the greatest people with his business. SpaceX, for example. You and I cannot afford to go SpaceX, cannot take a ticket in SpaceX. But he's now attracting that is his motivation. It's so expensive. But yes, people are buying tickets. That leads to opportunity. When you have knowledge and motivation, that leads to opportunity. Then that opportunity can lead to feasibility assessment. Whether your product is correct or not, you have to assess. And then it can lead to desirability assessment. And finally, the entrepreneurial action. first person opportunity. But this is an evaluative stage, the last three. This is an attention stage. This is a little complex structure of understanding, but the basic point is when you have knowledge, and think about Elon Musk, when you have knowledge and motivation, and then you seize opportunity, you can definitely assess your knowledge. You can also assess the motivation, and finally, you can go into the entrepreneurial action. How do they think, the entrepreneurs? They think structurally. They don't think haphazardly. They engage in bricolage, in chains. They effectuate, they effect ideas, and they cognitively adapt. So Steve Jobs, for example, cognitive is brain. Steve Jobs, his cognitive sense was telling him, after he was doing his business with Apple computers for a long time, that I can seize an opportunity. If you go back there, I have the knowledge, I can seize an opportunity to go into a new product. And that product, his cognitive sense was telling him that I can have a mini computer that people can carry on their palm. And what was that product that he initially thought about? iPad. After spending few millions of dollars on research and development in producing iPad, he stopped the project, and then his cognitive sense tell him that now you can do an iPhone with multiple functions in it. People can talk and people can explore all different kinds of knowledge there. This is how entrepreneurs think, in a very structured, sometimes seizing opportunity. But engagement is very important. Let's go to the bottom line of structural thinking. It is creative mental leaps. Imagine a new product for an existing market or applying an existing product to a new market. That is what about structural thinking. Which way you need to go? The superficial similarities and structural similarities between the source and destination aid in making connections. In that, the entrepreneurial challenge lies in making mental jumps based on structural similarities. So the Steve Jobs example is a classic example. How he jumped with his cognitive sense that no, it's not iPad, I should go to iPhone. Okay. In this, the sense can be Elon Musk, how he's jumping from his product of Tesla into SpaceX. Gmail, for example, was created as a jump, intellectual jump, from just running Google business to some kind of an email system. And that was produced by a particular venture within the Google company. Gmail was not produced by Google itself, but a small venture within Google. And that venture is called corporate entrepreneurship. That I explained to my other group yesterday. How entrepreneurs think. So first thing is about structural thinking. And this is called the bricolage way. Using limited resources creatively to solve problems and build something new. All these big companies that you see today, they all had a very humble, modest beginning. And that video of Elon Musk starting a small business with his brother give us that example, classic example. Steve Jobs and everyone. So what they do, they experiment, tinker, repackage, and reframe existing resources. And that is called bricolage. When you are using little bit of resources to gain something big, rather than you invest a lot of resources and you don't know where to go. At the end of the day, you are wasting. When resources are limited, entrepreneurs creatively use them to exploit potential opportunity. Steve Jobs' product Apple's from Apple to iPhone. In between, there was iPad. Because he was in the similar business, he did not change his business. It was still technology. But from Apple, a computer, he imagined how you can use a small thing in your palm that you can put in your pocket also. That's how iPhone was invented. Carl Wick identifies the following requirements for success bricolage in organizations. Bricolage, again, let me explain to you. You have limited resources. How with talent, how with your smart thinking, you can utilize that little resources to gain maximum. So there are examples of doing that. One example is you intimate knowledge of resources. You copy from others. Existing knowledge, you just copy it. Two is careful observation and listening to others. Trusting one's ideas. You have someone in the bigger team, Mr. X sitting here. Steve Jobs is there. He is watching the team, producing iPad. Somebody said, Steve, I have a wonderful idea. Instead of iPad, we can have iPhone. We can have iPhone. He listened to him carefully and he trusted his ideas. In everyday's life, our managers or even our directors or even our CEOs sometimes don't trust a good idea by someone sitting at the mid-level or at a junior level. Am I right? Am I right or wrong? Did you come up any time in your life that something is going on and you want to share a good idea, a new project is being invented or new ideas are being explored, you give an idea, many companies don't really recognize that at the highest level. But successful entrepreneurs do recognize it. Self-correcting structures with feedback. I'm now asking you to please spend 1 minute, pick one of the above points and explain within the context of entrepreneurial leadership in your country. Which one do you think is working or not working? Just 1 minute. I need few voices. You need to talk, otherwise we'll not learn. I'm explaining to you, bricolage is using a little bit of resources to gain the maximum. These are 4 ways to do that. Either you intimate knowledge of resources, how others are doing it. So when I start my small business in Sharjah, I see how Elon Musk started his business, Steve Jobs started his business, or Microsoft started his business in a very small. Jeff Bezos started his business, Amazon, very small. Everybody starts very humble. What was your business? Good. Any other observation? I already explained about trust, that there is missing in many countries. And I have learned from my students many times in Dubai that there is always a tension between managers and employees. Managers sometimes are very good. They have a listening attitude. Some managers don't have it. And then there is a lack of trust on employees, their ideas of innovation, ideas of creativity, etc., etc. Any other voice? You really need to talk, please. Even if you are saying something wrong, then we can correct it. And one of the things is you need to record. Although this class is being recorded, but you really need to take your personal notes for the final exam. These examples will be wonderful. Exactly. So Butena says we need to learn how to manage our managers too. That's a human resource issue. That's an emotional issue. That's more of an organizational behavior issue. Exactly. Okay. I've got 6 minutes, 8 minutes. I'll finish it, inshallah. Then we'll move to the self-test, all of us, to explain the first assignment. What is effectuation? A causal process that involves thinking of a desired outcome, then becoming a plan to achieve the outcome. So effectuation process looks at what a person has and then selects from several possible outcomes. Effectuation allows entrepreneurs to think in periods of high uncertainties. If the past one, the ideas of bricolage is about resource allocation, seizing opportunities, then effectuation is about thinking process. But the thinking process is causal. You see, if this is the input, that will be the output. This is your one thinking pattern. Then you think differently. Okay, if I engage this, this will be output. Then you measure the resources, where I'm spending more time, money, technology, etc. And finally, you can be effective or effectuated. So if it is like, again, a person has and then selects for several possible outcomes. It is a process. Effectuation allows entrepreneurs to think in periods of high uncertainties. Effectuation is needed when there is a degree of crisis or risk involved. Example here, managers need an entrepreneurial mindset to adapt to changes. To develop this mindset, individuals must question dominant logic. Effective entrepreneurs continuously rethink every aspect of a firm's operation. Elon Musk, about Tesla, SpaceX, etc. You need to understand etc. You need to understand as an effective leader, effective entrepreneur, which structural thinking I should do. So this is very much a psychological aspect, mindset issue. Cognitive adaptability. To use effectuation effectively, individuals must develop a cognitive adaptability. My mind, how do I adapt at different kinds of levels? And by the way, your own leader, I have observed him for a number of years, Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, is a cognitive leader. He's an adaptive cognitive leader. Remember, in 2013, he introduced a lot of things, knowledge management, innovation, smart technologies. All of these things came from his cognitive sense, what others are doing. Germany is doing, UK is doing, America is doing, Canada is doing, China is doing, why can't I? Remember that famous conference when he invited all dignitaries and high officials holding a small iPhone in his hand and saying, this is the next phase of our government. The government will be more digital. People can connect with us online. So that was a kind bridging people. But what he did before that effective sense, before that effective policy, he changed the minds of the people. If you remember, 2013 was a landmark in the history of UAE. And I was the witness because I joined the Mohammed bin Rashid School in 2012. And I saw what was happening in 2013 myself. In 2013, he invited all people for an online consultation. Majlis, he called it online Majlis. So he opened a link through, I think it was through Twitter, and he was inviting ideas from people, whoever it is, even residents of UAE. He gathered those ideas, he analyzed those ideas, and then he sent his cognitive cognitive signal as to what needs to be done. Based on that online consultation, there's lots of things came up that shaped a new history of UAE. Digitalization, smart government ideas, public-private partnership, knowledge management, etc., etc., even tolerance. and remembering the leaders. If you remember, the countries was celebrating, the UAE was celebrating every year under the name of some themes. The year of Zaid, the year of knowledge management, the year of tolerance, etc., etc. So what you do, you question comprehensively, you connect ideas, then you develop strategies, and you reflect on it. Then an entrepreneur can be a serious entrepreneur. This is how entrepreneurs think. Today, I'm discussing something more of the structural thinking process of entrepreneurs. That's why it's more close to organizational behavior. But from next week, it will be different kinds of more applied ideas that you'll be enjoying. So as I just mentioned, Sheikh Mohammed's Twitter message on national brainstorming December 2013 was a sense of cognitive leader. And what did he say? Let's read at least one of his quote. We want every man, women, and child to join us in this biggest ever national brainstorming session to find new ideas for health and education. That gave him also ideas about smart government and all the different things that has happened. So you have to have the intention to act entrepreneurially. Entrepreneurial intentions are stronger when action is seen as feasible and desirable. Self-efficacy affects the person's choice of action and the amount of effort exerted. The opportunity must be feasible and desirable in order to act. It's to some extent agility, Buthaina, but adaptation is not just agility, it's beyond agility. Adaptation should come from the leaders, but then that adaptation should inspire everyone in an organization, particularly an entrepreneurial organization. And what is an entrepreneurial organization? Is DOHS an entrepreneurial organization, Department of Health, or Ministry of Environment? Are they entrepreneurial? They can be entrepreneurial if they have a project that really sees new products, new opportunities, entrepreneurial leadership, a different kind of ball game. Usually they're typical service organizations. But entrepreneurial organizations are classic, like Emirates Airlines started as an entrepreneurial organization. A new thinking, a new idea from Sheikh Mohammed's brainchild, that if everybody can fly, my country can also fly. I can also, because the airport was already there. Many of the products, many of the services that you see out of UAE are entrepreneurial, even if some of them are from the public sector or public-private corporation. Many of our work is just service-oriented, particularly those of you who are working in government. But is ADNOC an entrepreneurial organization? 100% it's an entrepreneurial organization. Because ADNOC is shifting away more towards sustainability and creativity. Am I right, ADNOC guys? Some of you who are here from ADNOC? Am I right in saying that? So you really have to think entrepreneurially. Even a government organization, a typical public sector organization like Dubai Municipality or Sharjah Water and Electricity Authority, SIWA, can be an entrepreneurial organization because Sheikh Mohammed and other sheikhs in the UAE inspired them to be entrepreneurs, to be innovative, to use resources rationally, to think in the longer term, to have a vision, mission, and strategy. All of these things are embedded in entrepreneurial attitude. At the end of the day, we need to be sustainable. So entrepreneurship has to be a sustainable project. It's not just coming and going and spending some money out of the state resources and then we leave the scene. No, that's not sustainability. Sustainable entrepreneurship focuses as preserving nature, life, and community, while also pursuing opportunities to bring future products and services into existence for gain. So there are very important points here in this important. Two of you are here, I think, on environment and sustainability issues. One thing is, our general idea of sustainability is it preserves nature, balances life with ecosystem and the community with ecosystem. But it also means to bring future products and services into existence so that the Swiss watch industry, is it sustainable or not? Swiss watch, is Toyota a sustainable entrepreneurship or not? Toyota, is it sustainable or not? Toyota is 100% sustainable in that sense because they are now investing in more innovation. They are using new product in the old market. Tesla is using the new product in the market because nobody was understanding the electric car before, but he made it possible. Mazda City is 100% sustainable. Dubai Sustainable City is 100% sustainable. What did you say, Butena? There is any company was motivated by leader and has mission and vision that no, I didn't say that. I said, and company, if it is based on a good leadership with mission and vision, that is a strategic company. We must distinguish between strategic company and sustainable company. Sustainable is like a Swiss industry that have been working for 200 years and they're still sustainable. But on the other hand, if you see Kodak and Nokia, they didn't remain in the business for a long time because of lack of innovation, because of lack of adaptability. So you have to understand in the bigger picture. Butena, is it clear now? Is it clear now, Butena? Well, I didn't get your answer. Oh, what is entrepreneurial? I've been discussing it. Entrepreneurial is, it has to have structure, it's cognitive process, and the thinking process should be structural. It is adaptive. It is opportunity seeker. It is something new that will produce a sustainable product. All of these things are entrepreneurial. But as I said, a government project can be entrepreneurial if it is based on these principles.
Okay, doctor. And then those organizations that you were giving us an example, they are not entrepreneurial, right?
Which one?
DIWA, SIWA.
Of course, they can be entrepreneurial if a certain part is a venture-based entrepreneurship, venture-based. For example, if DIWA, SIWA start a venture that invest in, like Gmail, Google, when it started, it was entrepreneurial, but then it became just an organization, a multinational corporation. But again, when Google produced Gmail out of a small venture, that was entrepreneurial. So entrepreneurship is based on basically an innovation lab that produces something new. So Toyota is entrepreneurial when Toyota is producing a hybrid car. And Tesla is entrepreneurial from A to Z because it produces something completely based on innovation. A new market is targeted with a new product. Any company can be entrepreneurial based on what they do. Typical private companies that venture into new products and services with a fixed resources, but use the resources rationally with cognitive sense, structural thinking, sustainable business ideas are entrepreneurial. So those businesses which are now out of business because of the lack of all of these things are unentrepreneurial, such as Kodak, such as Nokia, many other businesses, BlackBerry, for example, in Canada, once upon a time is very much high in the market. Utena? I mean, our debate is not about a company is not entrepreneurial or not. As I go along, chapter by chapter, topic by topic, week by week, the sense will be clear. Because this syllabus that compels me to teach something within the boundaries is basically on planning aspect. So very soon we'll be jumping on entrepreneurial planning, and that is a very comprehensive idea. So planning of a business, how do you plan a business from the beginning to the end? It's not about execution. Once your entrepreneurial planning is done, perhaps the next chapter is how do you run your business. So this syllabus, this course is particularly focused on entrepreneurial planning. That's why those of you who are doing a major in entrepreneurship have different courses under the name of entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurial planning, entrepreneurship leadership, entrepreneurial corporate entrepreneurship, etc. So our focus here is today I just try to shed some light on entrepreneurship as a concept and some examples. In the next few classes, the things will be more clear. Okay, I have spent an extra 8 minutes. I'm sorry again. Let us all join in the self-paced session on the link that I've given you. So the link is right here at the very beginning. Can you just click here and come to this one is the link, okay? So can you please join me in that? Today is mandatory for everyone because I'm going to explain the first assignment there. And from next week, you don't need to come. If you don't need to come, you don't come, but it's not mandatory, it's voluntary. But it is highly recommended that we spend some time there. Thank you very much. See you soon there.